can here in Abu Dhabi, but can he bounce back as the 5 red lights are on? And they're out. It's a jump start for Seb. Already heads down into turn 1. Brilliant start for Seb to get into the lead of the race as he gets round the outside of Seb, but Seb with a drive through off the start. Mega jump start there as Ness seems to be falling down the order by not being in the lobby. Everyone seems to have got away cleanly. Ballard flying off in the background as a little bit of contact here in the midfield. Ollie on the rear of Nis as Nis's AI under a lot of pressure here as Ollie gets ahead. Diggs dropped down a bit down the order as Akko side by side with Fakiri, going to try and outbreak him as Seb in P3, but will have to serve a drive through after jumping the start. Meanwhile, Nis continues to drop down the order and Codzilla Michael Louis battle as Fakiri dropping down behind Pablos. Pablos through Akko on the rear of Seb as Fakiri contact with the Cadillac of Pablos, and Fakiri now Ollie on his outside, and Fakiri keeps that position but leaves the track. In the background we've got a lot of swapping positions as well. Nis's AI continuing to drop down. Meanwhile Akko with Seb, and Seb spun it under the tunnel, and Seb gonna have to try and rejoin safely, and he's reset the track, which normally would be a big pain, but it's been a nightmare start for Seb. But he's had a nightmare start as Ollie right on the rear. Fakiri going to look for a late break as Akko's left the track up ahead and look to rejoin it. And as we go side by side with Ollie and Fakiri, Ollie looking up into P5, and Ollie and Fakiri into the wall! Ollie and Fakiri into the wall! And Akko's rear wing moving as Pablo's going to try and get round the outside, and it's now a Cadillac 2-3 on track. And I'm sure Thory, the team captain of Cadillac, would be very happy if his cars were running in this position. But I haven't seen whether the Red Bulls does. Let's have a look at was Gordon down the inside of Mallard. We've not seen whether the Red Bull and the Ferrari have the right animation. Side by side they go through this tricky final sector. Mallard and Gordon battling. And can Gordon get ahead? As side by side they still go, and Gordon just about edges it out. And what will Gordon do under this restart? It's going to be tricky for him to defend on the 6-lap older hard tyres. We'll keep an eye as Hochin will follow him. And Gordon almost drops it out of the final corner. Hochin's going to have to slow up, but he will get ahead of him into turn 1 as the Cadillac almost hits Gordon into turn 1. Alex on the inside of Gordon, side by side they go. And can Alex keep a wheel in here? And still side by side they run. Gordon going to try and keep him behind, and Gordon does get back through into P2. Hochin now into the lead as Pipe Tech retires in the pit lane as Alex through on Gordon. Pablo's going to follow him through. Diggs is going to try and get his way through as well. And Gordon flashing on the rear as Diggs going to try and pick the outside of the Ferrari in the late break on the inside of the Cadillac as a little bit of contact between Diggs and Pablos there as in the background. Nis is around and they've spin and big damage for Nis there. Front wing gone on Nis. Not quite sure who was involved there as Alex gets back into the lead ahead of Hochin, and Alex takes the lead for the first time in this race as Mallard now on the inside of Gordon early on in the straight. Can he power his way through? Is MB going to look through on the inside? Mallard's lifted off, and MB now diving down the inside of Gordon. And late on the brakes is MB. And has to back out as Mallard with a switchback on Gordon. And what a beautiful move from Mallard. Hochin now round the outside, has the extra battery to use. Alex is going to tuck him behind. He's going to want to get back ahead of the Williams as the Williams going to try and defend this into the chicane. Pablo's watching this battle as well as Alex breaks on the inside of the Williams. A little bit of contact. Pablo's going to look for the switchback here and gets round the outside of the Williams as the Williams dropping down the order. Diggs does not get a good exit, so can't capitalise here, but Pablo's now up into P6 as MB now has to get ahead of Akko, already flashing on the rear. But does Ollie follow him through? Ollie, I think, has to go for the dive bomb here. And Ollie is. Dive bomb from the Red Bull of Ollie. Akko leaves him the space. And Akko down now to P6. I'm not quite sure what's happened to Akko's race. A little bit extra of tyre percentages in the background. We've got Diggs on the inside of Ollie, and Diggs gets through. And can Diggs get back ahead? Down into turn 6. Rear light flashing on MB as Diggs going to look down the inside. And MB on the outside, which becomes the inside of the next corner. As the Audi mounting the pressure on, Eck will have overtake mode to use this lap. And can he find a way through? 3 laps to go in this one. Still a lot to play for. Akko on the outside of Michael Louis. As we head down into turn 5, can Akko get round the outside? Meanwhile, Hochin has been the man of the hour, and this one stop has worked a treat for him. The safety car did not come at an opportune time, but Hochin has done well to manage the tyres, and now just has one more sector to go before he picks up his first ever WHF win. It may be in a pre-season race, but it matters all the same. And Hochin could take this momentum into Season 8 and be one of the drivers to watch. We will definitely have to wait and see. As Hochin now rounds the final corner and up to the line. Hochin wins in Abu Dhabi ahead of Alex, who had a magnificent debut. Ahead of Pablos, back on the podium. Diggs will cross the line in P4 with MB in behind, leaving his old wheel in the past, but sends it off with a Viking funeral in P4. And what a send-off it is, as Gordon gets ahead of Ollie at the final corner. And what a move from Gordon to get ahead of Ollie. And Gordon into P6, Mallard into P8.